It's time for the long-awaited, somewhat procrastinated painting and sanding of my camper. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's get into the video. I spend more time setting up the camera than I do actually working on the camper. I took off like all 20 of the doors, put them in my truck, and stored them away. Everything is fastened a little bit differently. Just comes out. There we go. All this old frou-frou stuff. We have this speaker system here that is vintage, as you can see, but it has an aux cord. So I found one.
This thing is beautiful.
Time to start sanding. You're going on my head. Sanding is fun for like the first 2 minutes, and then it is just a painstakingly meticulous task. And the thing about sanding these cabinets is that we have to make sure we're getting into all of the nooks and crannies around all of the edges, because that is where it'll be most susceptible to chipping off. Hey guys, it's another day, another hours of sanding. So excited. In the beginning, we were using a grit that was way too coarse. You want to use about 400 just to get the top shine of the cabinets off. Because it's not real wood, you don't want to sand it too much. After realizing that this entire time I was using a grit that was way too harsh for this type of wood, I decided to do 2 tests. So the first one I used the coarser grit, the second one I used a finer grit, and then the third one I didn't actually sand it at all. And then the next morning, after doing 2 coats, I did a scratch test. Ooh. So sanding is not an option. But we already knew that, didn't we? So here I am back to sanding. I'm using a much finer grit this time. Luckily, it didn't really make a huge difference whether or not we were using the coarser grit or the finer grit, but it was better to be safe than sorry in case we sanded one area too much and it started to flake off. It's time for the moment you've all been waiting for, coat number 1 of the primer. This stuff is awesome, especially for things that are going to be in high traffic areas. It's a very nice layer of protection. Time for coat number 2. I'm gonna just show you what we have going on right now. We did 1 coat of the kills after we sanded it, and it was suggested that we don't sand in between coats unless like there's some heavy dripping. I've painted a lot of stuff in my life. You know, I was one of those kids who, from the ages like 10 to 13, I painted my bedroom 3 times. If that says anything about my ability to paint, I don't know what it would say. That's totally different than what we're painting right now, because you can't really f up paint on the wall. Like, this is a little bit different, and I hope that you guys are enjoying watching me paint. I feel like the whole point of these videos is to make you feel like you're here with me. You also get to sand and paint and clean. Isn't that so exciting? White, white, and white. It's so cute, these little paint testers.
Like strobing.
Yeah. Our lights aren't gonna be white, so I'm gonna use this DeWalt so that we can get an idea of what the paint will look like with this shade of white and the cooler white lights. This paint is so thin. I never did come back around and let you guys know what shade of white we chose, but it's honestly because none of them looked any different in person or on camera.
Well, I'll email you from my school email. I don't get cash.
Flat and then matte.
want to also get to talk about your cost extended warranty.
It is the final coat of painting today. I am so excited to get this done. I always underestimate how much work it is to paint something until I'm in it, and it's been like 3 hours and I'm only halfway done. It's so meticulous, and every project we've done so far on this camper really gives me a new respect for the people that do it as a profession. I'm like, gosh, like you paint all day, every day, you must have ripped forearms. It's all worth it in the end to have a bright, beautiful space, and I'm excited. Period. I'm excited. I want to show you guys what the paint looks like. See if you can kind of tell. All right, so the painting is finished, which is awesome. We need to go back and do a little bit of touch-ups, like some scuffs on the ground. Yeah, because somebody was kicking it.
Make sure we get that part in.
There you go.
Right now.
I have a bad habit of not finishing my videos on camera and saying that a project is finished. So this is me a month later coming back to say that the project is officially finished. Not officially, there have been some dings and scratches that we're gonna have to go back and do some final touches, but I plan on making a video called Final Touches where we like go back, fix things. For example, we replaced the trim and we just were not really happy with how it turned out. We're just putting that on the back burner because that's a part of like the very final steps. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I plan on posting videos as projects get finished, so you guys are kind of here doing it with me as much as possible. So yeah, bye, stay tuned.